Andrew, my girlfriend lied about her body count while we dated for a few months. She doesn't want to lose me, but now I found out that it's a lot higher than I originally thought. She wants me to give her another chance. What do I do?
Yeah, dishonesty is a bad thing, but it's hard to comment. I don't know how good or bad your relationship is. The fact it started dishonestly is bad. Honestly, it depends on, of course, how you found out as well. But you know, I people will probably notice I don't comment on dating and stuff as much as I used to.
True.
I actually think there's so many things that are a better use of time than just endlessly fucking. Maybe I'm getting old and religious. I don't know. But when I see these dudes online talking about this girl, that girl, this girl, that girl, I think that is such a waste of time. I don't even like commenting on the whole subject anymore. I've kind of moved away from it. But if she makes you happy and she shows you respect and you truly believe she's the girl for you and she treats you the way a man should be treated and you're happy, then be happy. I mean, you just have to find out why she lied to you in the first place. Maybe she was insecure about it. Maybe she understood you'd judge her. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. But I don't comment on that whole space anymore because I think something I don't know what's happened, but there are some guys on Twitter and some guys on YouTube, etc., that talk constantly about pickup and all these kind of things. Personally, I think I have so many important things to do. I don't have time to be endlessly sleeping with endless girls who barely know my name. I don't really give a shit about that stuff anymore.
Well, I feel like, because I see a lot of this online, of course, and when you see it, you know, you see dudes who are older than me by 5, 6, 10 years, no children.
My bad. Mr. Producer messed up.
Mr. Producer messed up. So I see it all the time. You see dudes 5, 6, 10 years older than me with no kids, no real family, no woman in their world who loves them, not even a close circle of friends, just going to countries in the world where women are more, let's say, susceptible to a Westerner, like South America, just marching around all day, talking to them in bars, etc., having endless sex. I feel like it's a bit... Why are you doing this? I'm trying to make a serious point about... Because... I can't say anything with this guy's on screen.
Listen,
how could I say... No, there is no point. I will leave the emergency meeting. What the fuck is this?
Make your point.
No, because now you're officially making fun of me. You're officially making fun of me.
All right, I'll bring it back. Fear Mr. Producer. But yeah.
Can I start talking?
Yeah,
my point...
I admit that he gave you the unicorn smoke.
He gave me the unicorn smoke. I'll give him that. No, but my point is this. There is actually so much more to life. And I'll even say, I don't apologize for anything I've ever said. And I never will. Because at the time, I thought it was a smart thing to say. But, you know, I've been on the internet a very long time. So when you hear me when I'm 25, 26, talk about, oh, I did this, I slept with that girl, I went here to this party, I slept with this celebrity, and I thought it was cool. Like, it seemed cool at 25, but I want men to know that if you don't mature after a certain age and see more to life than just out chasing women, then I feel like you have a problem.
And maturing doesn't mean not sleep with girls. That's not what it means. It means that
finding value in different things,
and also making sure the girls genuinely care about you. I think once you become a high value man, the whole relationship flips, right? So a lot of these guys who are out there chasing girls are like, ha, I got this girl, ha, I got that girl. And they feel like they're winning because the girl's so beautiful and they're such a dork that they feel like they pulled off some sort of victory. But when you actually truly become a G, you sit there and go, well, who won in this exchange? Who won, me or her? How hard would it be for me to find another girl like her? And how hard would it be for her to find anher man like me?
Yeah, they got me.
They win.
I didn't get them.
They won, and I still had to pay for dinner. What was the point in all of this? Sex? I can have sex anytime I want. A lot of the fun disappears, and then you try and, well, how do you rebalance that? Well, you rebalance that by the woman actually being dedicated to you and in love with you and loyal to you and care about you. I mean, I'll tell you now, when I was in jail, the women who wrote me letters absolutely every day, those are the ones I want to see. Those are the women I respect a lot more than a girl who's just hot and was like, oh, how was jail? Okay, so, hey, are you okay now? Can I come over? Like, things change as you grow up and you realize how important it is to have loyalty around you.
I'll tell you another thing that happens, and we were talking about this other day, not only maybe talking about that less, but we're talking about how we don't post stories when we fly private or we fly first class anymore because we've just done it so much.
Yeah.
It kind of dilutes it. Like, you kind of over it. It's kind of
your health in order? Are you in shape? Can you fight? These types of things. And more importantly, how many close guy friends do you have? I've had this saying that someone told me a long time ago that completely blew my mind. If If you can get a bro, you can get a hoe. A lot of you guys don't even have guy friends, let alone looking for anything else.
Yeah, women are a fantastic side effect to unlimited success. It's very difficult to do everything right all the time in all realms and be extremely successful in all the realms a man should be successful and then still end up lonely. I think that's almost impossible, I would argue.
Yeah.
It's basically almost impossible. Like, I have to try very hard to Aikido chicks away from me. It's not the opposite. And you also have to understand, man, I say this to people all the time and people laugh when I say it. I say, if you're watching this podcast as a man, when this finishes, when you've done the push-ups Tiggs told you to do, go look in the mirror and ask yourself a very simple question. If I was a girl, would I sleep with me? And the answer is probably no. Whose fault is that? Yep. You, because she has all the choices in the world. She can choose anybody she wants. Why would she choose you? Are you really that funny and interesting and unique? Are your life stories really that cool? Tell me something you've done that no other man's ever done. Tell me something about you that's genuinely unique. And this is where a lot of my message gets confused, and especially MSM and everyone who attacks me and all this garbage. I've been told like I talk quite pessimistically, but I try and explain to men, if you want to stand out, if you want to be different, if you want to be the kind of man who can talk about himself in a way and be discussed by females in a way that other men can't be discussed, you need to go through some bullshit. You're never going to become interesting and unique and the kind of man that can't be replicated through all the happy things in your life. You can't just go to the fucking circus and eat popcorn and come out and be a G. You're a G when you've suffered. That's the reality of it. Every single man you meet who people respect, both men and women, usually has a story that makes you think, ooh, I wouldn't want to be that guy. Ouch, that would have hurt. Yep. That was difficult. That's the reality of it. So
we just went to jail.
We just went to jail in Romania for nothing. For nothing. And so when you tell me something like, oh, I lost 115 grand in crypto, I actually think that's a very soft story. Fine. But what have you at least learned from that? Can you at least tell the story in a compendious and interesting way? Can you even sit down and tell somebody that story in a way which is engaging enough for them to listen to you? Do you at least have a joke out of it? Most men can't even tell a story in a funny way, bro. Something will happen to them. They can't even repeat it in a way they anyone wants to listen to. What was the point of losing your money if you can't even tell anybody around the fucking table with some drinks and be fun about it? So what's the lessons here? You're boring. You can't talk. You're a dork. Those are the first three lessons you need to fix. Next is, why is that all the money you got? You're broke. How did it happen? You're stupid. You have a whole bunch of lessons you need to internalize, and that event could be the best event that ever happened to you to change you as a man to become the kind of person who doesn't give a shit about $115,000.
You know, the best way to fix that story is to come back with a story of how you fixed it and made twice the money back.
100%. 100%.
But also you can make someone laugh when they do it. Right now, I lost 150 grand off the top of my head. Right now, Tig asks me, who is Armenian? How did you lose 150 grand? I'd be like, well, Armenian hackers got me, but Armenian women are hot. I didn't even get any nudes for the money. Like, I've been pestering them, but like you can make it funny. You can laugh at yourself a bit if you're man enough to not bitch about it and not moan about it. I make jokes about being in jail. I was in jail for 3 months. I'm like, oh, Justin, I was in jail. Like, nobody wants to hear that. Me and I'd have a very good saying. What do you want? Therapy? When people start moaning about things, oh, well, I was in jail. What do you want? Therapy? Like, you're telling me in a sad way, what do you want me to do? Lay you down on the couch and stroke your head? No. You got to get over it.
So God gives you these chances to suffer so you can level up your character. But I'll often tell you, most of you people at home which are complaining that your life is difficult, I'll actually argue that most of your lives are too easy. Even though that God gives you these chances to level up and God gives you these difficulties, most of you, 99% of you, need to adopt more difficulty yourselves. I mean, you need to wake up and find more struggle yourself if you truly want to be a fierce competitor.
You got to find pain.
You had $115,000 up until 7 years ago. You told me that story, I'd have no sympathy. Oh, I had $150,000. I lost it. I was like, bro, I get mad if I lost a 20-pound note. Around the house, I'd be lifting up couch cushions and everything. Ooh, those were the good old days, Andrew. Those are the good old days.
Absolutely. And this is where, again, it goes back to leveling up your character and your network and who you are as a man. You had that money in the bank. Your bills were obviously paid. Did you at least use that time to become fearsome? Did you at least use that time to become the kind of man who can wear a normal-ass T-shirt but still look like Hercules? Because if you didn't, then you wasted the money anyway. That's the kind of thing you should have been doing as bare minimum standard. That's bare minimum.
Because now you're fat and out of shape and you're broke.
Yep.